Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode of The Beauty Brief, your go-to podcast for all things beauty, whether it's new makeup launches or iconic beauty moments from the past. I'm your host, Maddie Pede, and let's get into it. Okay, let's kick it off with latest beauty launches smash or pass, where we break down all the new products hitting the shelves and I will tell you whether they're worth it or not. Starting out first with this bizarre beauty collab, we have Moon X Sprinkles. Obviously, Sprinkles is the cupcake brand, but I have never heard of Moon, but judging by this collab, it's obviously an oral health brand of some sort. So they are launching an electric toothbrush as well as a toothpaste. The toothpaste is birthday cake flavor, and I'm just like, call me old fashioned, but just give me a good old mint. I don't want to judge too hard because I've never heard of the brand Moon. So maybe they have a really good toothbrush. Maybe their toothpaste is like unbelievable. But even if it is unbelievable, I'm still gonna go with mint. When I go to the dentist and they ask me what flavor I want, it's always mint. I don't care if you have bubblegum, strawberry, rhubarb jam. I don't know. I don't care. Just give me mint. Anything else just feels weird. Like I'm not a fan. Let me know if you feel the same way. So this collab is unfortunately a pass for me. Fenty Beauty is coming out with 2 new formulations of their Hella Thick mascara, which I actually haven't tried the original one yet, but they're coming out with a brown shade and they're also coming out with a primer. Now, I am such a sucker for a brown mascara. Like, it is so good. But I am also a sucker for a waterproof mascara. Like, I need a waterproof mascara. It holds my curl. It's not gonna run. It's not gonna budge. Like, I just always and forever will go with a waterproof mascara and or a tubing mascara, but that's besides the point. So the fact that she hasn't come out with a waterproof formula yet of the Hella Thick mascara, I'm kind of like, yeah. At least I don't think she has. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But if she came out with a waterproof formula, especially in a brown shade, I would be all over that. It is just so hard to find a brown shade in a waterproof formula. I have found a few throughout my years, but either way, the fact that this is not waterproof, I will not be rushing to buy it, so it's a pass. Okay, also on the Fenty Beauty train, she is coming out with a cherry collection, which I'm pretty sure she's come out with like 5 cherry collections at this point. I see these and I'm just like so confused because I'm like, wait, I feel like this was already a thing. Was it not a thing? Like, I'm so confused. There's a set with a lip liner and a gloss bomb duo, which is red, which looks super cute, so I'd be totally into that. There's also a red blush, which has my name written all over it. It's like a bright red shade with like a luminescent finish to it. Looks more on the gold side, but don't quote me on that. The packaging also has this cherry on the front of it, and it's almost like a Pac-Man, like pixelated type of print art, whatever you want to call it. It looks super cute, but I'm so confused by this cherry collection. I saw it teased on Trend Mood and it honestly looks like 2 separate collections. There's the blush I just mentioned and then the gloss bomb and lip liner duo, which I also mentioned. That kind of makes sense together. And then there's this other kit in like completely different packaging, kind of like the Fenty Skin, like classic Fenty packaging, which we know and love. It has a cheek stick, lip oil, and keychain type of situation, and it just seems like a completely different vibe to the products I just mentioned. So I'm kind of confused how these both come together for a cherry collection. Either way, I would go with the cherry collection if it's the blush and the lip duo, which I mentioned. But the cheek stick, lip oil, and keychain situation, I'm kind of like, why? What is happening? I get all of my beauty news from Trend Mood, like most of us do. And when I saw this picture teased on Trend Mood, I was just more confused than I was to begin with. I'm confused, but I'm still intrigued, so it is a smash. This just makes complete sense for me. This is the IT Cosmetics Do It All Radiant Concealer. I genuinely cannot wait to try this because I love IT Cosmetics face products. There's maybe been like a few here or there that I'm not totally down for, i.e. the matte formula of their CC cream is a no from me. It's said to be a skincare based 4-in-1 concealer, which I'm just like, if you say that you're skincare based, I am signing up immediately. The 4 things are plumps, corrects, brightens, and conceals. Those are 4 things I want in my life. It's supposed to be more of a serum concealer formula, which I love. In all honesty, I don't know if I would use this for full glam days, but a concealer like this could also be really beautiful underneath and then using a more full coverage concealer on top. But still, this concealer for like every day, like no makeup days, just throw it on and go out the door. This could be totally up my street. I can't wait to try it. It's an absolute smash. Okay, tell me you're owned by the same company that owns Urban Decay without telling me you're owned by the same company that owns Urban Decay. Great, that's Lancôme. This is the Lancôme Serum Super Tint Skin Tint, and I trust that this is going to be really good. One thing I can tell you about Lancôme is their foundations and their concealers are just always right. They know how to do face products, and so does Urban Decay. And I mean, when we put all together, it all makes sense because L'Oreal owns Lancôme, L'Oreal also owns Urban Decay. So it makes sense that the formulas kind of like cross over sometimes. Their new launches look kind of similar. But this one, I'm just straight up like, you guys didn't even try to hide it. We all know the new Urban Decay face bonds. It's in the same packaging. This is quite literally in the exact same packaging. Now, I've yet to try the Urban Decay Face Bond. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I trust that it's amazing. The reviews I've seen say that it's so good. They've come out with the illuminizers in the exact same packaging. So now Lancôme, one of their sister products, is coming out with a similar formula in the same type of packaging. And I know what you're gonna say, like, oh, there's only so much you can do with like foundation packaging or powder packaging, like they're all gonna look kind of similar. No, this is literally like the exact same packaging. So for the most part, people might not even notice, but the beauty lovers like you and I, we notice. We're looking at that, pulling our glasses down, being like, interesting. It doesn't take away from the fact that I think that the Lancôme formula will be amazing. I trust that the Urban Decay formula is amazing. I trust that both products are going to be really good. It's just one of those things where I'm like, we know you're owned by the same company, but like at least try a little something different, like look a little different, seem a little different, like, you know, I don't know, something different. If it's all gonna look the same, let's just all streamline into one brand. That's just my opinion. Now the formula itself, I do really want to try it, but the fact that I haven't even tried the Urban Decay Face Bond first, I'll be more likely to reach for that one before I reach for this one first, so it's a pass. Moving on to the Givenchy Prism Libre bronzing powders. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm such a sucker for the Givenchy packaging. This one has like the 4 different pans and then you can like swirl it all together and it just looks super beautiful and aesthetically pleasing. But then once you actually look at the product launch, you realize that they only have 3 different shades and I'm like, okay, we seem to be missing some here. I don't totally understand why in 2025 brands just continue to launch beauty products with like literally no shade range. Ultimately, it's just a massive disappointment, especially when they have the budget, so it's a pass. Okay, we have a new Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay. It is the Ice Out palette. Now the shades look really beautiful. There's 4 different shades. They're obviously a silver finish. They look really beautiful. I'll just be completely honest. I don't know if I would get a lot of use out of this. The Midnight Cowboy Moon Dust palette was one which I would have utilized more. That was the last palette that they launched. But this one, like I said, I just wouldn't get a lot of use out of it. That's just my opinion, so it's a pass. Okay, moving on to Rem Beauty. She is relaunching her liquid shadows. When I first saw these on Trendmood, I was like, wait, I swear to God that she had liquid shadows already. But I guess she discontinued those, reformulated, and is coming out with these ones. When I was reading through the comments, people said that the old formula burned their eyelids, so they were hoping the new formula was better. And I was like, well, now it makes sense why she freaking discontinued the old ones. Burning the eyelids is a good sign that you need to discontinue the formula, reformulate, and come out with something new that will not burn the eyelids. I remember hearing really good things about the original formula, so I am actually very excited to try this new one. There are 8 shimmer shades and 4 matte shades. There's a lot to choose from. There's a good variety of colors. I'm totally down for it. If you think it's a formula worth trying, let me know. There's just so many liquid shadows already on the market, and it's just a product that I don't reach for. So therefore, it's obviously a product I don't tend to buy, but I am very intrigued. I actually have yet to try Rem Beauty. I know, it's quite sad, but I do really want to try Rem Beauty. It's not that I have anything against Rem Beauty. I just haven't gotten around to trying them. So if you have any product suggestions, be sure to let me know. So we all love a good nostalgic moment, right? Or at least I do. Today, we are going to take a trip down memory lane and talk about some old makeup collections that I genuinely think need to come back in 2025. I call this segment Beauty Vault, the collections we need back. Because genuinely, as much as I want them to come back, I think these collections are locked so far in the Beauty Vault, we will never see them again. Starting out first with the NARS Andy Warhol collection. Now, this was in 2012, and this was at a time where like I wasn't really purchasing NARS. I wasn't really purchasing a lot of makeup to begin with. Maybe some Benefit, maybe some Urban Decay, but NARS was like not on my radar at all. I remember discovering the Andy Warhol collection after the fact, and my jaw was dropped. I'm genuinely so jealous if you're one of those people out there who has their hands on any of the NARS Andy Warhol products. The collection was really well done. It had an array of different products, and it was done in like a very NARS, like tasteful, high fashion way, which is obviously very suitable for Andy Warhol. NARS is one of those brands where when they do collections, it's still very on brand. It's not a makeup collection where it's just like totally shoved in your face. They're taking a concept and they're just gonna like brand, make it kind of gimmicky, just shove it in your face like a lot of beauty brands do. It's no tea, no shade because I love collections like that, but I just feel like NARS, I've always respected their makeup collections and their makeup products because they're always on brand, always feel high fashion and tasteful, and this was definitely no exception. It was more of the shades and the color story of the collection, which was more catered to Andy Warhol. Picture very like bold, pops of color. But other than that, it was very like NARS meets Andy Warhol for the actual packaging. The real creme de la creme is the little compact where it has the Andy Warhol in the pan. It's a black and silver image of Andy Warhol. I don't even know what it is. I assume it's like an eyeshadow or like a makeup palette, just in general makeup palette. Either way, it's so iconic. And obviously for selfish reasons, I want the NARS Andy Warhol collection back. But genuinely, if NARS could collaborate with more artists moving into 2025, I feel like that's just a match made in heaven. It just completely makes sense to me, and I think it's such a unique thing for NARS to do. I would be so intrigued to know what you think. Okay, moving on to the Urban Decay Book of Shadows. I mean, these really need no explanation. All of them were so amazing. I would literally take any of them back. They were like maximalist packaging, chunky eyeshadow palettes, but that's exactly what I want. I want my eyeshadow palettes to be chunky, okay? Nowadays, we're so into like minimal packaging and small little compact eyeshadow palettes, and I'm like, I want these things which are gonna like unfold and have these unnecessary drawers and mirrors and other little compact things that come out. Like, I just want it all. If I'm going to be paying the money, give me something which is like maximalist. And it's not even just about maximalism, it's literally the fact that the Urban Decay Book of Shadows was an experience. It is the Urban Decay Book of Shadows. It is a literal book. It is an experience. You are reading a novel of makeup. It's not just an eyeshadow palette. It's not just a makeup palette. It is a book of shadows. There is no other way to explain it. I really wish Urban Decay moving into 2025 and moving forward would move more into their Book of Shadows era, or really just any brand at this point. We want maximalism. Okay, moving on to MAC x Barbie. Now, this is probably one of my favorite MAC collections throughout the years. And one thing about MAC, which I always love, which is just so funny because I was just talking about how we need the Urban Decay Book of Shadows back because they're so maximalist, is the fact that MAC's collections have always been done in such a tasteful way. In my opinion, when you're coming out with a collection of products like the MAC x Barbie or the NARS Andy Warhol, you're better off putting more oomph into the actual like overall vibe of the collection, the actual products and formulations and the colors, rather than like what the aesthetic of the actual collection is. You know what I mean? Whereas the Urban Decay Book of Shadows is like a single product where the aesthetic is like so much of the product. There's a difference between like one singular product and a whole collection. Does that make sense? So for me, I've always appreciated MAC's collections because you can tell that they really focus on how the overall collection is going to look. The colors, the color story, the formulations, how do the formulas cater to the collection? Does it make sense with the collection? And then how it looks aesthetically just happens to fit into that. The MAC x Barbie collection is nothing over the top. Especially now after the whole Barbie movie, we've seen a lot of Barbie collections. They're all very over the top, which I do like a lot of those collections for different reasons. I just feel like MAC's collections, again, you look at them and they've thought about the formulas and just how the makeup is actually going to work. Not just like, oh, we're doing a Barbie collab and how is it going to look cute and how are we going to get people to buy it like right off the bat based on the packaging. You buy a MAC collection because you know that the products and the formulas and the colors are going to be amazing. I really wish MAC would bring back the specific Barbie collection, but I do just wish they get more into like branded collections moving into 2025 and forward. I love it. I'm such a sucker for it. I mean, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, all the Disney ones, like there's been so many good ones over the years and they genuinely nail it every single time. Okay, moving on to the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Obviously, this was done in collaboration with Mario. I love this palette. I still own this palette. I will pull it out every now and again just to like reminisce. It was just such a freaking good palette and it was just such pinnacle 2016 days to me. What made this palette so good were the tutorials behind it, number one, because you know for a fact Mario was not about to launch a palette and not give thorough tutorials on it. So for someone like me who isn't always the most confident with creating looks, I was like, okay, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. Like I knew what I was getting myself into going into it, which I so appreciated. But also what made this palette so good was just like the drama of it. It was just like beautiful, sultry, like sexy, smoky eyes. It was just so good. And obviously back then we did not have Makeup by Mario yet, but I do think if Makeup by Mario could collaborate with Anastasia Beverly Hills and come out with something like this, it would genuinely be so amazing because we really don't have anything like this from Makeup by Mario. So I would really love to see the two collaborate and I just think it would be such a match made in heaven. I don't know what their business relationship is like. I don't know what the hell is going on, but if we could make that happen, I would really, really so appreciate that. And I just think it would do really, really well. These collections to me are more than just makeup. They are actual moments in time. And these are moments in time which I would love to get back. So I would be so curious to know what your opinion is. Are you like me and you want them back? Or do you think that they're better off in the past? Either way, that is it for today's episode of The Beauty Brief. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, like this podcast, share it with a friend. It really helps me keep doing what I'm doing. Also, be sure to let me know what you want me to talk about in future episodes. And other than that, that is a wrap, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.